Let's get started with our first news. One of the most hyped showdowns of the year ended in absolute chaos, as Ciryl Gane accidentally poked Tom Aspinall in the eye, forcing the fight to be ruled a no contest and leaving the MMA world buzzing. The arena fell silent before erupting into disbelief, as fans online immediately began debating what had just happened. Many criticized Aspinall for not pushing through, questioning the most dangerous man on the planet narrative after all the pre-fight hype. Both Gane and Aspinall looked visibly disappointed inside the octagon, knowing how much was at stake and how the fight was just beginning to heat up before it ended so abruptly. Aspinall was later rushed to the hospital for medical evaluation, and this unfortunate incident now stands as one of only 2 no contests in UFC title fight history. The moment was as shocking as it was frustrating for everyone involved, especially considering the tension and excitement that had built leading up to UFC 321. After the chaos, both fighters expressed interest in running it back to settle the score once and for all. Fans around the world immediately began calling for a rematch, insisting that the fight was far from finished, and that we were just getting started with what could have been an incredible battle between 2 of the best heavyweights on the planet. Amid all the drama, Jon Jones couldn't resist jumping in. The UFC legend posted an Instagram story mocking Aspinall just moments after the fight, taking a subtle jab that instantly grabbed attention before he quickly deleted it. The move sparked even more controversy as fans speculated about Jones's true intentions and whether he was stirring the pot for a future showdown. As things stand, the storyline between Aspinall and Gane is far from over. Both men have made it clear they want to run it back, and with how the first fight ended, the world will be watching closely when these 2 heavyweights finally meet again to finish what they started. Move on to another news. UFC 321 has officially wrapped up, and what a night it was. The card delivered high-level action from start to finish, but one of the biggest stories came from outside the octagon. The legendary Khabib Nurmagomedov was in attendance, and his presence immediately turned heads across the MMA world. The former lightweight champion, known for his unmatched dominance and sharp fight IQ, was there to corner his fighter, Ikram Aliskerov, who went toe-to-toe with Junyoung Park on the prelims. It was a dominant showing from Ikram, who displayed excellent composure and control throughout all 3 rounds. Khabib, standing just outside the cage, was locked in from start to finish, barking instructions and staying animated every step of the way. His fighter executed perfectly, earning a unanimous decision victory. The moment was pure satisfaction for the Dagestani legend, who continues to make his mark as a coach and mentor long after stepping away from competition. Backstage, cameras also caught an interesting moment that had fans buzzing online. Khabib was seen giving Tom Aspinall some heartfelt advice ahead of his heavyweight title fight against Ciryl Gane. The footage showed Khabib speaking calmly but firmly, sharing his insight about pressure, timing, and strategy. Sometimes, boxing separate, wrestling separate, Khabib explained. But when you use everything together, wrestling, pressure, boxing, everything, that's when you become dangerous. He went on to emphasize how important it is to blend every part of the game, especially against a skilled striker like Gane. He's a striker. He moves, he has good footwork, good legs, good touch, Khabib said, gesturing with his hands as he spoke. But when you use your pressure, make him think about it. Make him worry about the takedown. Because when he starts thinking, he's going to forget your technique sometimes. Then you can set up your punches. You can show him something, make him think you're going one way, and then go another. It was a true masterclass in MMA philosophy, a moment of wisdom from one of the sport's greatest minds. Khabib's words perfectly captured why his approach has always been so effective. His emphasis on control, pressure, and timing remains a blueprint for success inside the cage. Even in retirement, Khabib continues to influence the next generation of fighters, guiding them with his unmatched experience and passion for the game. Move on to another news. Umar Nurmagomedov showcased another dominant performance inside the octagon, defeating Mario Bautista via unanimous decision after 3 intense rounds. The fight began with an early scare for Umar as he was dropped by a sharp knee in the first round. However, he quickly recovered, showing composure and championship-level resilience to regain control of the fight. From that moment on, Umar dictated the pace with his trademark wrestling pressure, clean striking, and relentless movement. After the final bell, all 3 judges scored the fight in his favor, cementing another big win for the Dagestani prospect. Following the victory, Umar spoke with confidence about his future in the bantamweight division. He stated that it doesn't matter who wins in the rematch between Merab and Petr Yan, because he believes he will become the bantamweight champion regardless. His focus and self-belief were clear, proving once again that he's built from the same unshakable mindset as his cousin Khabib. During the fight, former UFC heavyweight Stefan Struve posted a photo of Umar caught in a toehold during the first round, captioning it simply, "Ouch." Henry Cejudo weighed in too, saying that Umar has earned the next bantamweight title shot. On the other hand, Ariel Helwani disagreed, suggesting that Ayman Zahabi should get the next opportunity, pointing out his 7-fight winning streak. Michael Chiesa also shared his thoughts, saying, "Bautista is a dog. That man deserves his respect." Bilal Muhammad echoed those sentiments, praising both fighters and adding, "Huge performance from Umar. Bautista is very good and never gave up on himself." Gilbert Burns chimed in as well, calling Umar very, very good. Khabib was in Umar's corner for this fight, shouting instructions and motivating him throughout. After the win, in a light-hearted moment, Khabib jokingly wrestled Daniel Cormier out of the octagon, drawing laughter from the crowd. Speaking in his post-fight interview, Umar expressed his gratitude to the fans. "It's amazing, you know. All the stadiums support me. I hear them, they said Umar, Umar, and it's amazing," he said. "I hope I will fight here again. It's a beautiful city, beautiful people, nice weather. Everything is perfect." He added that he wants a 5-round fight next to gain more experience. "I'm not proud," Umar admitted. "I have to be better. I have to finish my opponents and dominate all 15 minutes." He concluded by saying he hopes to return soon, maybe in February or late January, ready to continue his path toward UFC gold. Move on to another news. During a recent Q&A session, former interim lightweight champion Justin Gaethje made headlines once again as he set his sights firmly on Ilya. When asked what's next for him, Gaethje didn't hesitate. He wants the fight with Ilya, and he wants it bad. According to Gaethje, this is the matchup that makes the most sense right now, both for the fans and for his career. He revealed that he originally wanted the fight to take place in January, but for reasons outside of his control, the matchup never materialized. Now, he's targeting what could be one of the most iconic stages in UFC history, the rumored White House card. Gaethje explained that fighting Ilya on that card would be the perfect scenario, saying he couldn't imagine why the UFC wouldn't make it happen.
"He's the champ, he's very popular, and I'm an American," Gaethje said confidently.
"I've never not shown up for a fight. I've never let the UFC down. I've always been there when they needed me. I've always delivered." His tone was firm, and his message to the UFC brass was clear. After years of loyalty, it's time for that loyalty to pay off. He went on to say, "My next fight, I'm planning on fighting whenever Ilya is fighting. I was hoping they'd let me fight him in January, but I don't really see that happening now. The biggest question is, when is Ilya fighting again? I don't know the answer to that, and honestly, I don't think anyone does except him and his team." Gaethje then emphasized that he's ready to represent his country if the fight gets placed on the White House card, saying, "Best case scenario, they just put us on that card. I cannot imagine why they wouldn't. I'm just as deserving as anybody in the lightweight division, and I'd be honored to represent the United States of America on that stage." The moment captured classic Justin Gaethje energy, raw, straightforward, and full of conviction. He's a man who has built his reputation on heart, toughness, and absolute reliability inside the cage. And now he's demanding the kind of opportunity that reflects those years of dedication. Whether or not the UFC grants his wish remains to be seen, but one thing is certain, Gaethje isn't backing down. He wants Ilya, he wants it on the biggest stage possible, and he's ready to make it happen the moment the call comes. Move on to another news. The main event between Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane ended in absolute chaos, as the highly anticipated heavyweight showdown was ruled a no contest following an unintentional foul. Just moments into the first round, Gane accidentally poked Aspinall in the eye during an exchange, bringing the fight to an abrupt and disappointing end. Aspinall immediately signaled that something was wrong, telling the referee multiple times that he couldn't see. The doctor was brought in to assess the situation, and after a quick evaluation, the fight was officially stopped. The crowd erupted in frustration as the announcement was made, but under the rules, the result was clear: a no contest. Despite the anticlimactic ending, Aspinall remains the undisputed heavyweight champion, though the entire MMA world was left stunned. Fighters across the roster quickly reacted to the shocking moment, flooding social media with their takes. Terrence McKinney wrote, "Bro, hopping out." Gane was smacking his nose with the jab. His eye was closed. "No way." He followed up after the replay saying, "The other eye actually seemed to have got it worse than the one he was holding." Bilal Muhammad also weighed in, writing, "I've been there. "It's the worst feeling ever," he added. "Gane can't be mad. You clearly poked him. Learn to keep your hands closed." Diego Lopez responded with nothing but a row of facepalm emojis, summing up what many fans were feeling. Dylan Dennis took a different approach, posting, "Well, at least we know how Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall would have ended." Derek Brunson added, "Wow, the fight ended with an eye poke, no contest. The heavyweight division is cursed or what?" And then, in typical fashion, Chael Sonnen added humor to the situation, joking, "I'm still champion, guys. I just got poked knuckle deep in the eyeball. Oh, what? Why are you booing? What am I supposed to do about it? I didn't do the poke. I can't see. This is bull!" The fight was just getting going. Aspinall was transported to the hospital immediately after the fight for precautionary evaluation. Later that night, Alex Pereira posted a video on his Instagram with the caption, "Let's make the heavyweight division great again," adding emojis that hinted he's interested in fighting Jon Jones on the rumored White House card. The heavyweight picture is now more uncertain than ever. Fans, fighters, and analysts all agree. This unfinished business between Aspinall and Gane needs to be settled once and for all. Move on to another news. Ilya has finally spoken out about what's next for him inside the octagon, and his answer has the MMA world buzzing. In a recent interview with Diario AS, the undefeated featherweight champion offered a candid update on his UFC future, addressing the growing speculation around his next opponent. For weeks, rumors have swirled about possible matchups against big names like Justin Gaethje, Paddy Pimblett, and Arman. But when asked directly who he would most like to face next, Ilya didn't hesitate for a single second. He wants Paddy Pimblett. Ilya explained that, as of now, there's nothing official. "There's really nothing confirmed at the moment," he said. "I haven't had any official conversations with the UFC either. Everything is just rumors so far. As soon as I get the call and we go into the details, I'll be able to tell you more. But for now, honestly, it's just all speculation." Despite the uncertainty, Ilya made it clear that if the choice were up to him, his next fight would be against Paddy. "If it were up to me," Ilya said confidently, "I'd rather fight Paddy because there's history between us, and I think it would be a much more entertaining fight for the fans. At the end of the day, I compete to entertain everyone and give them a unique experience. And I think with Paddy, we could achieve that." The rivalry between Ilya and Paddy has been brewing for quite some time. Their exchanges online have often turned personal, and the tension has only grown as both men have climbed the ranks in their divisions. A fight between them would not only settle their feud, but also promise massive attention from fans across the world. Ilya, known for his precision, composure, and finishing ability, has continued to dominate every opponent placed in front of him. Meanwhile, Paddy's star power and outspoken personality have made him one of the most polarizing figures in the UFC. It's the perfect storm: skill versus swagger, focus versus flash. While nothing has been made official, Ilya's comments have reignited fan demand for the fight. Social media lit up immediately after the interview, with thousands calling for the UFC to book it as soon as possible. If this matchup becomes reality, it could easily be one of the biggest fights of 2025, blending championship-level talent with genuine rivalry. Exactly the kind of drama fans live for in the world of mixed martial arts. Move on to another news. Tom Aspinall has been hospitalized following one of the most shocking and unfortunate endings in recent UFC history. The UFC 321 main event between Aspinall and Ciryl Gane ended in a gruesome no contest after Gane accidentally poked the heavyweight champion in both eyes, forcing an immediate halt to the fight. The incident took place in the closing seconds of a razor-close first round. Just as the bout was beginning to heat up inside the Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi, Aspinall, who had been bloodied early in the round and was facing one of the toughest challenges of his career, suddenly dropped back, clutching his face in pain after a bizarre open-hand strike from Gane made contact with both of his eyes. The referee immediately stepped in and called for the doctor. Though cage-side officials initially seemed open to letting the fight continue, Aspinall repeatedly told them he could not see. The decision was made to stop the bout, bringing an abrupt and deeply disappointing end to what was shaping up to be a classic heavyweight clash. As a result, Aspinall remains the undisputed UFC heavyweight champion, but the ending sparked massive debate among fans and analysts about the future of the division. Many were quick to call for an immediate rematch, given the controversial and accidental nature of the stoppage. Moments after the fight, reports surfaced from MMA Mania's Alex Behunin confirming that Aspinall had been transported to the hospital for medical evaluation. Later, during the post-fight press conference, UFC CEO Dana White confirmed the news, stating that Aspinall was doing okay, but needed further examination to assess potential eye damage. White didn't hold back his frustration, calling the entire situation a pain in the ass. He emphasized that the fight was just beginning to catch fire and could have been an absolute barn burner if not for the unfortunate accident. It was heating up, White said. These guys were just starting to let their hands go. He also hinted that the promotion plans to run the fight back as soon as both men are cleared, signaling that the rematch could be booked sooner rather than later. The MMA community has rallied behind Aspinall, sending support and well wishes for a quick recovery. Though the result was disappointing, fans know one thing for sure. When these two heavyweights finally meet again, it's going to be a fight that everyone will be watching.